What up, YouTube? It's Misery Hates Company, and today we get Dev Notes number 7. And in this one, wow. Just wow. That's my reaction, at least. I skimmed over this really quickly prior to shooting this video so that I could get an idea of kind of how to mentally prepare myself, because, you know, there's been some good, some bad going on, just like any other game. But these dev notes are truly incredible. And while I am a sponsored content creator for Marvel Future Revolution, this is awesome. I mean, this is a complete roadmap of what 2022 looks like for this game. And there's a lot of really cool stuff to look forward to. And I'm glad they told us now so that we can actually start preparing. And as a content creator, it's very exciting because now I know exactly what videos to make for you guys to just make sure you're also as ready. Make sure you watch this video to the very end because I'm actually going to be giving away 2 different codes for 100k gold in this video. So the first people to see it and use the codes will actually get 100k gold. Now, if that entices you, make sure you watch it to the very end because I'm just going to do it randomly at the bottom of the screen. I'm just going to put it on there for a little bit, so you got to be paying close attention and watch it to the very end. I'm going to do it 2 different times. So if that entices you, where you get free gold, up-to-date information, and tips on how to get ready for these new events and new awesomeness, then make sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm here to give you just that. And if this video is helpful and excites you just like it excited me, make sure you like the video for me. Now, without further ado, enough talking, let's get straight into the juicy content. Let's go. All right, so first things first, in Dev Notes number 7, they reference the fact that the Hero Balance Pass introduced in Dev Note 6 has been applied to the game. It is difficult to bring out the best satisfaction with a single hero balance patch. Thus, we will improve it through continuous monitoring. I like this already. They're saying, hey, we did the balance changes. We understand that not everyone's happy with it, and we are going to modify it as needed as we monitor it and based off your feedback. They reference this again later on, so I actually do believe them when they say this. In this Dev Notes, we would like to give you a brief overview of the updates we'll be introducing to our agents in 2022. We're thinking of 3 main directions, and we aim to complete the update within the first half of 2022, which is awesome. If there is a change in the development schedule, we will notify you in advance. Let us introduce each of them to you. So I love it. So again, this actually says the first half of 2022, which is huge. I mean, I actually missed that when I skimmed this the first time. So that means everything we're looking at is going to come in the first 6 months of 2022, which means we should get even new stuff towards the latter half of 2022. So very interesting. So the first one is new fields in the Dark Domain, Netherworld and Niflheim. I believe I'm saying that correctly. An update is coming that will bring an epic conclusion to the legendary Dark Domain and will consist of 2 prominent themes. The Netherworld features the realm of the corrupted and pandemonium, belonging to Mephisto? I don't know how to say his name. The ruler of Hell. While Niflheim, comprised of Helheim and Nastrond, is ruled by Hela, the Queen of Death. I probably butchered all those names. I don't know, man. So this is really cool. So you can actually see the different displays of the 2 levels, the 2 areas. I mean, from a graphic design standpoint, they're beautiful. I love how they look. I'm very curious how they play out. It's interesting that they reference 2 very specific leaders to each of these areas, almost like a final boss-esque. I don't know if that's just going to be comprised of the true campaign/leveling experience or maybe something else. Let's continue reading. So a new blitz also awaits. Only 1, so that's interesting. And once the areas are updated, the maximum level will be expanded to level 120. As the level cap expands, potential will also be expanded and agents will be expected to prepare to fight against more powerful enemies. We look forward to our agents embarking on the new adventure for the hidden secrets of Dark Domain. We aim to carry out the Dark Domain update within January 2022. That's this month. There's 10 days left in January. 10. That's awesome. Wow. So this month, we're going to be getting a level expansion to level 120 and new potential. A new potential, set. Another 3 things you can look forward to. So what that means is you need to make sure you are farming, and I mean farming the training grounds. Even if you're not leveling up any characters, you need to be farming it because you get buku potential out of that. And that's going to help make sure you can max this new potential level as soon as it comes out, which is very, very exciting. I think on my magic, I have like 1k extra potential, which I know goes up incrementally. I don't think will be enough to max it all out. So, oh man, I need to get to work on that. Anyway, moving on. All right, so Pegasus. Interesting. Pegasus Base and Squad Battle. Hold on, let me raise this up a little bit. All right, so Pegasus Base and Squad Battle. We assume many agents will play Marvel Future Revolution. Many agents who play Marvel Future Revolutions are developing multiple heroes to grow their squad. This is true, at least that's what you should be doing. Marvel Future Revolution has squad-based concepts such as a squad rank, squad power, and we plan to expand these features further in the future. However, we are also well aware of the inconvenience and tediousness of carrying out the same epic missions, in parentheses story missions, over and over whenever a new character is created. This is true. It doesn't take a long time, but it just feels like it's wasted time. So throughout the new content Pegasus Base, we plan to support multiple heroes within the squad by reducing the time consumed and help rectify the tedious, repetitive tasks involved with squad growth. 2 new functions will be provided when Pegasus Base is first released. We are planning to expand additional perks and features to provide our agents a more pleasant experience by continuing to update the Pegasus Base. First, the Expedition function is basically a mission auto-completion feature which allows agents to conveniently complete missions of other heroes based on the main hero with the highest mission progress within the squad, but without actually having to play the missions manually. Wow. So that's huge. That means, so let's say a brand new hero comes out or in its current state. So let's look at this a little bit farther. So in a situation for me, for example, I have, I think 3 people at 110 and everyone else is at level 100 still. So when this comes out, these 2 new leveling areas, in theory, if I max out on my magic, my main, these new leveling experiences, get all the experience from the main missions, then use Pegasus Base. Again, it's not saying this is coming out in January, but it's going to come out sometime this year. I could then go to Pegasus Base and activate the expedition so that it automatically completes all those missions that I completed from the level 100 characters to the level 110 characters and get that experience. That's fantastic. I love that. Absolutely love that. And then but that also means, for the obvious reason, when a new hero comes out, you don't have to complete all the tedious missions. You just auto complete it. That part I don't actually like. And the reason being is when a new hero comes out, I like how exciting it is to rush, to grind, to get it to max level as fast as possible. It helps separate people, especially pay to play and free to play. I actually think that functionality is a huge free to play win because I am more inclined to think that a free to play player is more inclined to take that grind more seriously and do it faster than a pay to play. That's why pay to play is a pay to play. They don't want to waste their time doing it. They just would rather pay to make it done. So I kind of don't like it from a new hero aspect. I love this from a existing hero aspect. Now, with that being said, though, I do think that the new hero functionality should happen eventually, but just not like on day 1 of the hero coming out. Maybe like even as quick as a week after. That way, people who want to take the grind and level them up can. But then people who don't can just wait a week and then they get to use the full hero to their full ability. But then someone who wanted to grind actually gets a little bit of a head start. I don't know. Let me know your comments on that in the comments below. Second, the Armory function will allow agents to further increase the base number of inventory storage capacity, items and Omega cards included, for all heroes within their squad. As for the above Pegasus Base content, we are still in the planning stages, so when the details are confirmed at a later time, we will be able to explain it further through the developer's notes before the update is carried out. Through the update, Pegasus Base update, we plan to encourage the growth of various heroes within the squad. All through this, we are prepared for a new content squad battle. Interesting, okay. So squad battle is a content that will allow... Is a content? What, isn't it just... Is content? Anyway, that will allow agents to battle against another agent's squad by utilizing multiple heroes. We want this to be a fun opportunity for agents to create the strongest squads with different hero combinations. The squad battle will be implemented once we have confirmed that the Pegasus Base system has helped agents with the growth of their squad and sufficient number of heroes are prepared for battle. Please stay tuned for more information. Okay, so timeline is here's my estimate on a timeline. And actually, before we go into the timeline, go ahead and check out this code right now at the bottom of the screen for 100k free gold. It's only going to be there for a second, so rewind if you need to catch it. It's obviously only good for one person, so the first person to catch it and have watched this video to this point can utilize that code right now. Okay, now let's continue. So my timeline for this is going to be, all right. They did not give us a Pegasus Base squad update. So they said that the first part, the Dark Domain update, will happen in January. My guess for that is probably in the 5 days. So the 25th in that ballpark. Is it a Wednesday? The 26th. So they do their updates on a Wednesday. So I think the 26th, Wednesday 26th, next Wednesday is when we're going to be getting that update that in step 1 they mentioned above. Now they mentioned all of this is going to be coming out in the first half of 2022. So my guess is by the following month, Pegasus Base will come out. So February, sometime in February, Pegasus Base will come out. And then from there, they wanted to do these first two things. Then the squad battle will come out at a later date. So I think this is fantastic. Obviously, I assume we're going to get some type of reward for doing this, for battling against other agents. This, as someone in my situation, I'm very much at the end game. I have almost fully nanoed out my magic, which is crazy to think about. But I've only almost completely fully nanoed her out, and I already have a full set of special gear that I'm trying to pick from which one I think is best, which is a video for a different time. But when I do that, I'm going to have a full set of nanoed Hydra gear that I don't have anything to do with. So my goal, I guess, would be to move it to someone else that can utilize it, or to save it as a backup for my magic in case I need to use it for PvP or PvE, depending on how the stats work out in my gear. But now I can take my fully nanoed Hydra gear and transfer it to someone else that needs it. Say my Iron Man again, or maybe Spider-Man. Actually, Hydra's not all that good for Spider-Man. I think Sakara is good for Spider-Man. Or, anyone else, probably my Iron Man, realistically. So I can give that full nanoed set of Hydra gear to a different hero, and then now use both heroes in a squad battle. That feels like a W. That feels like it's not time and resources wasted. All everything you've put into your heroes, and then you go to a new main. It feels like you have wasted so much time, money, and resources, and now it feels like you're not, which is very, very exciting. So that's cool. I would be interested to see how many heroes you can use in squad battle, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. So yeah, like I said, I would expect Pegasus Base to come out in February, and then squad battle come out the following month. We're in January, February, then March would be my estimated time for a squad battle, because they said the first half of 2022, but could be later. That's just my rough estimate. So number 3 is Alliance content expansion. So when I first read this, I wasn't all that excited. I was actually, because I don't have time to do the Omega or the Alliance battles, because they're at a specific time, and with my work schedule and my kids, I can't always balance that very well. So I feel like I'm losing out on that opportunity, which kind of feels bad. But when I read this actually seems really, really cool. So we plan to develop a content mode where all Alliance members join forces to defeat colossal supervillains. Defeating this first supervillain will spawn the next stronger supervillain, which will continue to test the unity and strength of the Alliance members. It will be based on the competition records of each Alliance, where agents will be able to see how many supervillains were defeated quickly. We are preparing various rewards such as individual and Alliance rewards based on their records. We kindly ask for your understanding, as this is slightly difficult for us to provide more details at this moment, as it is in the early stages of development. So this one already screams that it's coming out farther down the road in 2022, but this is fantastic. So I think as a general content creation society for this game, we've all been asking for something more competitive in PvE. So PvP, this game is very difficult, which goes into the thing number 4. and it's the balancing of heroes. They've already said they don't want to nerf people to the point where it feels bad to play them, which makes total sense. This game is a grind, and it hurts the player base if you nerf a specific character to a point where it's no longer valuable. So they're trying to buff from the bottom, which I understand the concept, like I said. But in doing so, it makes the PvP aspect of this game very difficult to balance. So that's why you see heroes that are always good just continue to be okay and or slightly better, but then as we grow to learn different parts of the game, like Captain Marvel, for example, right towards her last nerf, she was at a point where she was literally unbeatable. I mean, like you could not hit her, and you could see them in the middle of a mega war just not dying and just holding all the points. So it's obviously unbalanced. So that was a pretty aggressive nerf, which I think they talk about here later on, but it's just a very hard thing to balance. So I like the fact they're focusing on more challenging PvE content. I used to play World of Warcraft very competitively with my wife, and this very much reminds me of a true raid. Now, the existing raids are not a raid, it's more of a dungeon, whereas a blitz is like even less of a dungeon, really. The idea is there, but they're not really difficult. But a true raid should take a lot of people. Again, at least the way I refer to a raid is like World of Warcraft, where there's 15, 20, 25, 30 of you that are trying to do mechanics perfectly to beat a boss. And then you progress to a different boss where you're probably going to wipe several times on a boss to master it. And the fact that timing is involved, hopefully good loot is involved, i.e. battle badges for this game or even mega cards, are exclusive to that specific content, would be amazing. It brings the game to life in a way that is a grind that feels good. There is a progression system, you feel accomplished, there's excitement around beating a boss, there's bragging rights, but it doesn't make anyone feel bad. So when you do PvP and you lose, you feel bad. Sorry if you lose a lot. But in PvE, it's a sense of, I didn't get it this time, I need to get a little bit stronger in other aspects of the game to bring my character to a stronger point to then beat that boss with my alliance or my group next time. So this is easily the one thing I am most excited about this patch. That's fantastic. I look forward to that. All right, moving on. So existing content improvement. Let me move up a little bit. Existing content improvement. Regarding the 1.12 balance patch, the development team has had multiple internal reviews on whether to keep or remove the target off skills. We are aware that maintaining target off skills would cause those agents who play heroes that don't possess target off skills to find this unreasonable. All right. However, if target off skills were removed entirely, hero usability would change, impacting the very identities of each superhero while also causing problems with visual synchronization and processing. Like I just said, they don't want to remove a key aspect of a hero and make it not playable. That is not good. So that makes sense. Their comment there makes sense. After much consideration, we came to the conclusion that improving hero balance should be more on improving the shortcomings of heroes that are considered relatively lackluster, as many of our agents have expressed with their feedback. In the previous hero balance patch, it came to our attention that Captain Marvel's target off skills and dodge, which paired with her specialization, led to creating overpowered invincibility effects, which were beyond normal PvP balance ranges. Completely agree. The development team decided to make the changes knowing that many of our agents will have concerns regarding this change. We believe that this was a necessary change, and we apologize for not communicating better, resulting in the distress of several agents. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the apology. I don't think that's their fault. I think it's that as we learn these heroes better, you find those kind of loopholes, if you will, as the game progresses. It's still in year one. But I mean, good for them. I guess in my eyes, they're being the bigger people here and taking responsibility for it. It obviously isn't a natural part of the game, so it was very much a loophole that you should have known as someone who was taking advantage of it that wasn't going to last forever, in my opinion. All right, so we believe the cooldown reduction and dodge gauge recovery specialization paired with class skills were factors that could potentially lead to hurting the very balance of the game. This is why we carried out balance changes for Black Widow, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, who all possess the same kind of specializations discussed above. In return, we decided to strengthen other skills to reinforce their usability. We determined that the frequent use of target off skills through the stat effects were affecting hero balance. This is why we adjusted it by increasing cooldown instead of removing it altogether. As cooldown increased, skill damage was increased in return to compensate for this change. Yep. Many of our agents have commented of Doctor Strange's cooldown after the balance patch. The intention of the development team was to give Doctor Strange a more combative style, giving him attack-related options while just adjusting the cooldown to balance that out. However, Doctor Strange's skills usually have a long cooldown, so rather than having a more combative style as intended, agents may have felt a bit frustrated to use the skills. Yep, I get that. It was not our intention to nerf Doctor Strange's combat abilities, but we believe that this is possible, that there is a possibility that agents have felt it that way. Therefore, we plan to carry out additional balance changes for Doctor Strange to make him a superhero who casts powerful magic benefiting a sorcerer supreme. Yep. Thus, the development team will actively hear out and refer to the suggestions given out by our agents. Aside from Doctor Strange, okay, so for Doctor Strange, I mean, I see what they're getting at here. His skills should hit hard. Like, he is a magician, or a sorcerer supreme, as they said. It should have a decent cooldown, but when his attacks land, they should hit like a truck. He should easily have like the highest flat damage from a skill out of any hero, in my opinion. But the cooldown should also reflect that. So you might only, like in Dimension Duels, only be able to use a very certain ability. And I'm not saying all of his abilities should be like that, but a very certain ability that is like his most powerful should hit probably only once during that whole time, but it should take off at least half your health or one-shot you if built correctly. You know what I mean? Like, that level of power should come from Doctor Strange. Aside from Doctor Strange, there were many adjustments made regarding balance which impacted several of our favorite superheroes. Some more or less, some more, some less. We are aware that many of our heroes feel disregarded with some of the changes made. From now on, we will commit to gather feedback on hero balancing in each stages. To begin with, we'd like to proceed with the following. Okay. So they're actually doing a survey. That's cool. Interesting. And then they'll provide sufficient explanation for player feedback and share the direction of change with our agents for future hero balancing patches. Transparency is always good. In a game like this, where people are investing time, money, resources, always good to be fully transparent. So I like this approach. Additionally, we are aware that the following recent balance patch, there are a lot of playing different heroes through transmutation. With this regards, specialization is one of the most important elements in the game for developing heroes, as it's increased stats and is related to trying to combat mechanics. We understand that there is a huge burden on having to collect and enhance specializations, agreed, from the beginning for another hero. In addition to help our agents develop their new heroes, we are planning to distribute specialization materials as rewards. Oh, cool. Through the update scheduled at the end of January. So 24, wow. Okay, I mean, that's a lot. That's cool. It's a bunch of anti-convergium. We would also like to thank all of our agents for sharing their valuable opinions on hero balancing, and we'll do our very best to carry out a more inclusive balance patch with an open mind and ears in the coming future. All right, raid expansion. Jeez, how long is this? All right. So raid expansion and specialization enhancement failure. We plan to add more difficult levels for raids to make this mode more challenging. The drop amount for anti-convergium will be increased, allowing more materials to be obtained through specialization enhancement, with our ultimate goal to make specialization enhancement a smoother and easier experience. Thank God. We know that agents have faced challenges with specialization enhancement, succeeding and failing on set rates. Thus, we plan to increase the available quantity of anti-convergium particles. Oh, okay. To lighten the failure burden and provide a bonus probability after a failed enhancement to increase the success rate of the following enhancement. I like that. This is a forgiving experience, so that's really good to see. I do wonder if it'll be linear in the way that you fail once, you get a % bonus to the next one. If you fail again, that bonus gets maybe duplicated, so that way if you fail enough times, there is 100% chance. So, for example, if you're going from 9 to 10, I think there's a 10% chance you get it. Well, it should go up incrementally based off how many times you fail, so that eventually, if you spend enough resources, the next one is guaranteed. At least that's my hope. That's how I'm interpreting it, and that's how I hope it is. Reward for clearing the first battle challenge. A good reward upon accomplishment gives a sense of achievement, agreed. But receiving rewards for repeating the same content may not always be as satisfactory, agreed. We believe that most games follow a similar mechanic as the developers carefully calculate how many iterations it takes to make a feel a sense of satisfaction. Okay. Nevertheless, we want more agents to take on the battle challenge, and we are going to provide more attractive rewards for clearing the first battle challenge round. Rest assured, agents who have already cleared battle challenges rounds will get the first clear rewards. I think this is like one and done, and not the weekly reset for the battle challenge. But I'm honestly not sure. This could very much mean like the first time you ever complete it, or the first time for the week. I don't really know which one they're going for there. Either way, if you've already cleared the battle challenge, whether for the week or in general, you're going to be getting additional bonus rewards, which is great. Improvement on the most wanted spawn information. We plan to improve the spawn information for the most wanted so that agents can conveniently check in. Great. Auto battle improvements. We plan to enable automatic usability of both ultimate and companion summoning skills. That's fantastic. As someone who farms overnight every single day, this would net you a quicker clear of the area, and that's just wonderful. Integrated preset edition. So basically, they're just giving you the option of resetting all of your stuff to a certain group, which is good. So like if you have a PvP build, including different Omega cards, costumes, battle badges, and heroes, or companions, you could just do that with one ability, one button, if you will, and then switch it all back, which is great. That's great. I love that. Skip sequence improvement. Auto skip multi-day sequence option will be added to in-game settings. Agents will no longer need to notify their party members who do not press skip in Blitz, Raid, or Epic Invasion. Auto skip multi-day sequence. I feel like it made sense up until the example, and now I don't really know what it's about. So in Blitz, Raid, and Epic Invasions, you won't have to always skip it. You can just pre-select it in the settings that you always want to skip the animation, I guess, which that's a nice quality of life change. I like that. App capacity optimization. All right. Well, I'll just summarize this real quick. So this is, every mobile game has this challenge, which is you want to get maximum graphics, maximum ability to change it and make it better, but you don't want to make the game size bigger. You can't really do both, but they're going to do their best to do that. So FYI. A roadmap is great. It shows us what they're working on. They're bringing improvements to PvE in a more obvious way and PvP in a balancing sort of way, which is awesome. And they're doing a lot of quality of life improvements, which shows that they're listening to their community. And ultimately, that's how a game is successful, is by listening to its community. So if you made it to this far in the video, there is one last code down below right now at the bottom of the screen. Use that to get 100k gold. 100k gold for absolutely free. Again, it's only used once, so if you put it in there and it says not valid or whatever, that means somebody else beat you to it. And I am doing a giveaway for free gold. See my video right over here, over there, if you want to watch on how to get a better chance of winning in that giveaway, which does end this Sunday. And that does it. So watch that video right now.